How's the squad feeling 2 weeks out from the big game?
Oh, they're pretty psyched. They're pumped. I think they're. It's been a long season so far, but I think we're almost ready to go. Obviously, got a game this weekend, but we'll get through that one and start preparing for next week.
And so let's talk a little bit more about that that preparation and that juggle between NPL and Nike Cup. How have you found it this year? It's something that comes along every year and everyone loves it. But how have you felt kind of juggling NPL and Nike Cup so far this year?
Yeah, well, we've been pretty fortunate with injuries. So we've had several weeks where we've had our 20-odd players to pick from. So we've tried to share the load as much as we can and still putting on a strong team that's going to get the results for us. So, yeah, sort of coming in sort of this end of the season, it's always going to be difficult. But like I said, we're happy that we don't have a lot of injuries and we've got pretty much a full squad to pick from. So that makes our job that little bit easier.
Yeah, perfect. And one of the big kind of talking points about the Cup final weekend is that both the men's program and the women's program for both clubs are playing in the Cup finals. Yeah. How does it feel around the club? Have you kind of felt like you've fed off each other? Has it just felt great, kind of both peaking, feeling like you're peaking at the same time, both programs? Yeah,
I think so. I think we're the competitive streak, I guess, between the men and the women is there. They're doing really well and we're doing really well, which is great. You couldn't have scripted South v Heidelberg in both competitions, but yeah, we're working hard and we're pushing each other as well, sort of both sides of the camp, and hopefully success for both sides as well.
Yeah, beautiful. So let's talk about South Melbourne a little bit. How do you kind of prepare for a team like South Melbourne, and is there any key players that you really want to focus in on to that you feel like you need to shut down, or what's the plan ahead of the game? Oh, look,
they're a strong side. They're well coached, and they gave us a bit of a toweling sort of in round 3 this year, and they were sort of the benchmark, and we knew where we were at the time, and where we needed to be and where we needed to get to, and that was a reality check for us, and we've been working hard since. They've got a really strong defensive line. Their goalkeepers are fantastic as well, so we don't really look to shut down many plays. We try and play our game, our style, our way, and hopefully that gets the chocolates. But South Melbourne, a lot of respect for that group, and it's always going to be a tough game, and hopefully we're ready for it.
Yeah, beautiful. The only other question I have is just how you guys are approaching kind of as we come down to the kind of the nitty gritty of the season, and you guys are right in the thick of it, obviously in the Cup final, but also in NPL. How are you kind of managing just 1 week at a time? Is that the plan?
Yeah. We're trying to stay focused. Each week, each session, each game. We don't want to look too far ahead. We've always got, tough opposition. Whether it's through the league or the cup tournaments. So we do focus on one session, then go to the next session, and then look at the next game and do what we can for that game. We don't want to be looking too far ahead. Although there's all these reminders around, but we really need to focus on sort of one game at a time. I know it's an old cliche, but yeah, that's what we're doing right now.